Ladies, if you want to truly capture a man's heart and keep him devoted to you, there are 5 secrets you must know. These principles are based on understanding how men think, what they need, and how you can build a deep emotional connection that lasts. A man thrives on respect. If he feels respected, he will naturally open his heart to you. This means appreciating his efforts, valuing his opinions, and speaking to him with kindness. When a man feels respected, he will move mountains for you. Respect is beyond just saying kind words. It is reflected in your actions, your tone, and the way you treat him in public and private. A man wants to feel that his partner believes in him, trusts his decisions, and acknowledges his efforts, no matter how small. Many women unknowingly tear their men down by constantly criticizing or belittling them, even if it's not intentional. A man may not always express it, but every time he feels dismissed or talked down to, a small part of him withdraws. It's easy to respect a man when everything is going well, but the real test comes during challenges. When life gets tough, does he still feel that you trust his leadership? Does he still feel like you see him as capable and strong? This doesn't mean blindly agreeing with everything he does, but rather approaching situations with a sense of partnership rather than control. Even when you need to correct or challenge him, doing so with respect and love makes all the difference. If a man feels like his woman constantly questions his every move or doubts his abilities, he will eventually feel unneeded, and a man who feels unneeded will look for validation elsewhere. One of the best ways to show respect is by acknowledging his efforts. Many men don't hear appreciation often. Society expects them to be strong, to provide, to protect, but rarely do they get a moment where someone says, "I see you. I appreciate what you do. Thank you." That simple act of appreciation can fuel a man more than anything else. It's not about grand gestures sometimes, just a heartfelt, "I love how you handled that situation," or "I trust you to make the right decision," can make him feel invincible. A respected man is a loyal man. Men want to feel needed, even in today's modern world. If you can make him feel like your protector, your provider, and your go-to person for support, he will feel deeply connected to you. Let him lead sometimes, ask for his advice, and show gratitude when he steps up. A lot of women today are strong, independent, and capable of doing things on their own, which is great. But sometimes in proving that they can do it all, they unknowingly push men away. Men are wired to provide and protect. When you deny him opportunities to do that, he starts feeling insignificant in the relationship. This doesn't mean you should act helpless. It simply means allowing him to contribute in ways that make him feel valuable. Ask for his opinion on something, even if you already know the answer. Let him open the jar for you, even if you could do it yourself. Show him that his presence in your life adds value. When a man feels like he is needed and valued, he is more committed to the relationship. Men love a little bit of mystery. That doesn't mean playing games, but it does mean keeping things exciting. Surprise him, keep learning new things, and don't be predictable. When a man sees that you're always growing and evolving, he stays intrigued. It's easy for relationships to fall into a routine where everything becomes predictable. You wake up, go about your day, talk about the same things, and do the same activities. Over time, this can make the relationship feel stagnant. One of the best ways to keep a man engaged is to keep a sense of excitement in the relationship. Try new activities together, introduce fresh topics of conversation, and continue evolving as an individual. When a man sees that his woman is always growing, it makes him want to grow with her. There's a certain charm in being slightly unpredictable, in keeping him guessing in a fun and exciting way. It could be as simple as switching up your date night routine, wearing something unexpected, or introducing a new hobby that makes him see you in a different light. The key is to keep the relationship feeling fresh rather than repetitive. A confident woman is irresistible. When you know your worth and don't beg for love, a man will respect and admire you more. Carry yourself like the queen you are, and he will treat you accordingly. Confidence also means setting boundaries. Knowing when to walk away if you're not valued. Men are naturally drawn to women who have a strong sense of self. A woman who knows her worth doesn't settle for less than she deserves, and that in itself commands respect. Many women make the mistake of thinking they need to chase a man or constantly prove their love. The truth is, when you carry yourself with confidence, a man will naturally be drawn to you. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It means having self-respect, setting standards, and not allowing yourself to be mistreated. A confident woman communicates her needs without begging. She stands her ground when necessary, and she walks away when she isn't valued. A woman who knows her worth also brings value to a relationship. She doesn't lose herself in a man or make him the center of her world. Instead, she maintains her own interests, friendships, and goals, which makes her even more attractive. A confident woman doesn't need a man, but she chooses to be with him. And that choice makes the relationship more meaningful. The world is already full of stress and challenges. If you can be the person who brings him peace, comfort, and positivity, he will never want to let you go. Avoid unnecessary drama. Listen when he needs to talk, and create an environment where he feels safe to be himself. Men deal with pressures that they often don't talk about. Society expects them to be strong, to provide and handle challenges without breaking down. When a man finds a woman who offers him a space of peace, he will treasure her. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or never addressing issues, but it does mean choosing your battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to turn into a full-blown argument. Sometimes the best way to communicate is through calm discussion rather than conflict. A woman who brings peace into a man's life becomes his sanctuary. Peace also comes from emotional stability. A woman who is constantly reactive, overly dramatic, or always looking for conflict drains a man emotionally. On the other hand, a woman who knows how to maintain composure, who supports him through his struggles, and who approaches situations with a calm mind is someone he will never want to lose. Being his peace means being someone he looks forward to coming home to. It means creating an environment where he can let his guard down without fear of judgment. It's about understanding him on a deeper level and offering the kind of emotional support that makes him feel truly valued. When a man sees that you are his source of comfort rather than chaos, he will do everything in his power to keep you by his side. Mastering these 5 secrets will not only capture a man's heart, but will also ensure a relationship filled with love, trust, and commitment. Men want to feel needed, even in today's modern world. If you can make him feel like your protector, your provider, and your go-to person for support, he will feel deeply connected to you. Let him lead sometimes, ask for his advice, and show gratitude when he steps up. A lot of women today are strong, independent, and capable of doing things on their own, which is great. But sometimes, in proving that they can do it all, they unknowingly push men away. Men are wired to provide and protect. When you deny him opportunities to do that, he starts feeling insignificant in the relationship. From an early age, men are taught that their value is tied to their ability to protect and provide. Society has reinforced this expectation for generations, and while modern relationships are evolving, this fundamental truth about male psychology remains. A man who feels like his contributions aren't valued or needed will start to withdraw emotionally. This is not about making him feel superior or acting helpless. It's about recognizing his natural desire to contribute and be useful in your life. Think about it this way. When you love someone, you naturally want to do things for them. It makes you feel good to help, to support, and to see them happy. Men experience this same satisfaction when they feel like they are making a difference in your life. If a man doesn't feel like he has a purpose in your life, he will start to feel disconnected. Many women today have been raised to be self-sufficient, and that is an incredible strength. However, self-sufficiency doesn't mean you can't allow a man to play a meaningful role in your life. You don't need to pretend to be weak or incapable. You simply need to recognize the moments where you can allow him to step in. Let him open the door for you. Let him carry the heavy bags. Let him help you make a tough decision. These small gestures make a big difference in how a man perceives his role in the relationship. A common mistake that many women make is dismissing a man's help without realizing how it affects him. Imagine a scenario where a man offers to fix something for you, and you immediately say, "I got it," without even considering his offer. It may seem like a harmless response, but in his mind it translates to, "She doesn't need me." Over time, if a man hears this message repeatedly, he will stop offering to help altogether. It's not that he doesn't want to be useful. It's that he doesn't feel like his help is appreciated. Another way to make a man feel needed is by valuing his advice and opinions. Men love problem solving. If you come to him with a problem, his instinct is to find a solution. Sometimes, as women, you might just want to vent or express your feelings. But if you constantly shut down his advice with responses like, "I already know that," or "That's not what I need to hear," he will eventually stop trying to help. A better approach is to acknowledge his input even if you already have a solution in mind. Something as simple as saying, "That's a good point. I'll consider that," can make him feel heard and respected. Showing appreciation is another key aspect of making a man feel needed. Men don't often express their emotional needs in words, but they deeply crave acknowledgement. When a man does something for you, no matter how small, show gratitude. It can be as simple as saying, "Thank you for fixing that," or "I really appreciate you handling this for me." These words reinforce a sense of purpose in your life. Men also feel needed when they can offer emotional support. While they may not always be as expressive as women, they want to feel like they can be your rock during difficult times. When you're going through something tough, let him be there for you. Share your struggles with him. Ask for his perspective and allow him to comfort you. Many women turn to their female friends for emotional support and leave their man out of the conversation. While friendships are important, your man should feel like he is also a person you rely on. Another important point is allowing a man to take the lead sometimes. In today's world where gender roles are shifting, it's understandable that many women prefer to be in control of their lives. However, leadership in a relationship doesn't mean submission. It means balance. Giving a man space to lead in certain situations makes him feel valued. This can be as simple as letting him plan a date night, make a financial decision with your input, or take charge of a situation where he excels. Men also want to feel like their efforts are recognized. If he works hard to provide, even if you are also contributing financially, acknowledging his efforts can make a huge difference. Statements like, "I appreciate how hard you work for us," or "I love that you always think about our future," make him feel like his role is important. When a man feels like his hard work is noticed, he will be more motivated to continue providing and supporting you. Another powerful way to make a man feel needed is by allowing him to teach you something. Men love to share their knowledge and skills. If your man is passionate about something, whether it's fixing cars, playing a sport, or even something as simple as grilling, ask him to teach you. Even if it's not something you're particularly interested in, showing curiosity about his passions makes him feel valued. Physical affection also plays a role in making a man feel needed. Many men express love through touch, and when you initiate affection, whether it's holding his hand, hugging him, or simply resting your head on his shoulder, it reinforces his role as your protector. These small gestures communicate that you trust him, feel safe with him, and appreciate his presence in your life. One of the biggest mistakes that women make is making a man feel replaceable. When a man feels like he is easily replaceable, he will not invest emotionally in the relationship. This happens when a woman constantly compares him to other men, makes statements like, "I don't need a man," or behaves in a way that suggests he is not important in her life. While independence is attractive, making a man feel unnecessary can push him away. Men also want to feel needed in terms of future planning. If you're in a serious relationship, including him in discussions about the future makes him feel like an essential part of your life. Ask for his thoughts on where you should live, how you should manage finances, or what your long-term goals should be as a couple. When a man feels like he is contributing to building a future with you, he becomes more invested in the relationship. It's important to note that making a man feel needed does not mean losing yourself or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about understanding how men think and what makes them feel valued in a relationship. When you create an environment where he feels needed, he will naturally want to give more to the relationship. Men don't always express their emotions openly, but their actions reveal how they feel. When a man feels needed, he will go out of his way to make you happy. He will put in the effort. He will be more attentive, and he will be more committed to the relationship. On the other hand, when a man feels unnecessary or unappreciated, he may withdraw, become distant, or even seek validation elsewhere. If you want to capture a man's heart and keep him devoted to you, show him that he has a role in your life. Let him be your protector, your provider, and your support system. Allow him to contribute, appreciate his efforts, and make him feel like he is an irreplaceable part of your world. When a man feels needed, he will not only stay, but he will also cherish and protect your relationship like his most valuable possession. Men love a little bit of mystery. That doesn't mean playing games, but it does mean keeping things exciting. Surprise him, keep learning new things, and don't be predictable. When a man sees that you're always growing and evolving, he stays intrigued. It's easy for relationships to fall into a routine where everything becomes predictable. You wake up, go about your day, talk about the same things, and do the same activities. Over time, this can make the relationship feel stagnant. One of the best ways to keep a man engaged is to maintain a sense of excitement. Many women assume that once they've captured a man's attention, they no longer need to put in effort to keep the spark alive. However, men are naturally drawn to mystery and excitement. They crave the feeling of discovery. And when a woman continues to surprise them in small but meaningful ways, they remain deeply invested in the relationship. Mystery does not mean secrecy or dishonesty. It simply means that you should always have something new to offer, whether it's learning a new skill, picking up a new hobby, or simply changing your routine every now and then. When a man sees that his woman is constantly evolving, he remains intrigued and excited about the relationship. One way to keep the mystery alive is by maintaining your independence. Many women, once in a relationship, begin to revolve their entire lives around their partner. While it's important to spend quality time together, maintaining your own interests, friendships, and personal growth is crucial. A woman who has her own passions and pursuits remains fascinating to a man. He will constantly want to learn more about her, understand her deeper, and be a part of her ever-evolving world. Another way to keep him intrigued is by being unpredictable in a positive way. This doesn't mean playing mind games or causing confusion. It means introducing elements of surprise into your relationship. It could be as simple as planning a spontaneous weekend trip, changing up your usual date night routine, or wearing something unexpected that catches his eye. These small changes create excitement and prevent the relationship from feeling monotonous. Men are also drawn to women who maintain a sense of mystery in their communication. This doesn't mean withholding information or being distant, but rather keeping conversations interesting. Instead of always discussing routine topics, introduce thought-provoking discussions, share fascinating stories, or ask questions that make him think. A woman who can keep a man engaged in conversation keeps him engaged emotionally as well. Another powerful way to maintain mystery is through personal growth. When a man sees that you are always improving, whether it's through personal development, fitness, education, or career advancement, he remains drawn to you. Growth is attractive because it signifies progress, ambition, and self-worth. A woman who constantly strives to be the best version of herself keeps a man invested because he knows that she will never become stagnant. Keeping the mystery alive also involves maintaining a level of emotional depth. Men are naturally curious creatures, and they love peeling back the layers of a woman's personality. Instead of revealing everything about yourself all at once, allow him to discover different aspects of your character over time. This doesn't mean being intentionally secretive, but rather allowing the relationship to unfold naturally. Physical attraction plays a role in maintaining mystery as well. Taking care of your appearance, switching up your style, and presenting yourself in a way that makes you feel confident will keep his attention. However, mystery isn't just about physical appearance. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you express yourself, and the way you engage with the world around you. Another key element is unpredictability and intimacy. Keeping things exciting in the bedroom is a major factor in maintaining attraction. This doesn't mean changing who you are or doing anything that makes you uncomfortable, but rather being open to exploring new ways to connect with your partner. When a man doesn't know exactly what to expect, he remains intrigued and invested. It's also important to understand that mystery is not about playing hard to get or making a man chase you endlessly. True mystery is about maintaining an air of excitement and spontaneity in your relationship. It's about making sure that no matter how long you've been together, there is always something new to discover about each other. Another factor that contributes to keeping a man intrigued is having a strong sense of self. A woman who knows who she is and what she wants radiates confidence. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. When a man sees that you are secure in yourself, he will continuously seek to understand and connect with you on a deeper level. Men also appreciate women who can challenge them intellectually and emotionally. Engaging in deep conversations, sharing new perspectives, and encouraging him to think differently will keep him engaged. When a man feels like he is learning and growing alongside his partner, he remains deeply connected. Ultimately, the key to keeping a man's attention is to ensure that the relationship never becomes stagnant. Always seek ways to grow, evolve, and surprise him in meaningful ways. When you keep things exciting, maintain your independence, and continue to develop yourself, you create a relationship that is dynamic, fulfilling, and long-lasting. A confident woman is irresistible. When you know your worth and don't beg for love, a man will respect and admire you more. Carry yourself like the queen you are, and he will treat you accordingly. Confidence also means setting boundaries, knowing when to walk away if you're not valued. Men are naturally drawn to women who have a strong sense of self. A woman who knows her worth doesn't settle for less than she deserves, and that in itself commands respect. Confidence is not about arrogance. It's about self-respect, self-assurance, and knowing that you are valuable regardless of your relationship status. Many women make the mistake of thinking they need to prove their worth to a man, constantly seeking validation from him. However, the moment you start depending on a man's approval to feel good about yourself, you lose your power. True confidence comes from within. It's about being secure in yourself, whether you're single or in a relationship. A confident woman does not chase love. She knows that love should be mutual and effortless. When a man senses that a woman is desperate for his attention, he may take her for granted. But when he sees that she values herself and won't tolerate anything less than what she deserves, he will step up his game. Men respect and admire women who have standards. Having confidence also means setting boundaries. Many women stay in relationships that no longer serve them because they fear being alone. But a confident woman understands that being alone is far better than being in a relationship where she is not valued. She does not tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or mistreatment. She communicates her needs clearly and does not settle for less than she deserves. Confidence is also about maintaining your own life outside of a relationship. A woman who has her own passions, goals, and friendships is more attractive to a man than someone who makes him the center of her universe. When a man sees that you are happy and fulfilled on your own, he will be drawn to your energy. He will see that you are with him because you want to be, not because you need to be. Self-assurance is also reflected in how you carry yourself. Your posture, your tone of voice, and the way you handle challenges all communicate your level of confidence. A woman who walks with her head held high, speaks with certainty, and handles difficult situations with grace naturally commands respect. Confidence also means being comfortable in your own skin. In a world that constantly pressures women to look and act a certain way, true confidence comes from embracing who you are. A man finds a woman most attractive when she is comfortable with herself, when she is not trying to fit into someone else's expectations but is fully herself. A confident woman is also secure in the relationship. She does not get jealous over every little thing, nor does she feel the need to control her partner. She trusts him, and more importantly, she trusts herself. She knows that if he truly values her, he will be loyal and committed, and if he doesn't, she has the strength to walk away. Ultimately, confidence is what separates women who struggle in relationships from those who thrive. A confident woman attracts respect, admiration, and love effortlessly. She does not need to beg for love or prove her worth. She simply knows that she is worthy. And because of that, the right man will always recognize her value.